Have you ever heard when people say, oh my God, I'm depressed, I'm not happy, I'm frustrated, being the first time in UK, and what you were told is totally different from what you were experiencing, or you're planning to come to the UK and you need to prepare your mind, or you're already here and you're really getting depressed and frustrated? Hold on. I was once depressed being the first time as well in the UK. But I'm going to teach you in this video why people get depressed and how to avoid it. Alright, if it's your first time on my channel, welcome on board. My name is Ife Jola and this is Chat with Jola. Please endeavor to subscribe to my channel for more videos on information and movie review, and give this video a thumbs up and leave your comment in the comment section box below. Okay? So without further discussion, let's just dive into the video. All right, welcome back, guys. It's your girl Ifeja. So the first point I tell people why people get depressed in the UK is your mindset. Yes, your mindset, you already have that thing planned in your mind, whereas someone has told you, don't worry, UK. You know, there's one thing I tell people. When people come into the UK for the first time, it's as if there's a planted tree somewhere that has a lot of money, and some people feel like, don't worry, I'm going to borrow a lot of cash coming in. I'm going to pay you under like 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, are you kidding me? And when you come in like, oh my god, this was not what I was told, and you are really getting depressed. The old system is looking somehow to you totally different from it. And also, don't forget, it's a different system entirely. There's going to be a very difficult time for you to adapt to the system. It could be very boring for you, especially if you're an African coming from maybe an African country or Nigeria, where we are used to a lot of party hard and all that, or used to a lot of things going on, and you come in and everyone looks at like, this is why one get depressed. What you plan isn't what you expected, but how can you avoid it? You can avoid this by channeling your mindset to the fact that whatever happened, I'm here for a reason, okay? I'm not here to say I want to come pick money on the street. I'm here to work, I'm here to study, and I'm here to make it for better living. Do you understand? So your mindset determines your mental state in this country. So let me just dive into point number two. Point number two, why people get depressed the first time in the UK is because accommodation issue, accommodation palaver. Guys, you know I talk about accommodation a lot because I know what I've been through and how it feels like. So it can really be frustrating and it can get depressing. After I told you guys, like my recent time, it took me like months to get my accommodation. So when you're coming to the UK for the first time, I want you to make sure you have your proper planning. You need to know how to plan well. And also, I blame most agents who help people come down here. They don't tell you the real fact about accommodation. You just say, don't worry, it's like this. I'm going to pair you with this person. This person will help you. This person helped me back then. And when you're here, the person will be like, do I know you? People like, I don't know you. Do you understand? So one thing I tell people is the first time you're coming into the UK, you have to prepare your mind about where am I going to stay, because if you don't have where to stay, see, you can start screaming and crying out loud. One, the weather is totally different from where you're coming from, and you don't want to get stranded after that long journey. I planned myself when I was coming to the UK. Do you understand? I planned myself. I had to lodge in the hotel because I wasn't ready for any disappointment from any agent entirely, and because I don't trust agents. I don't want story. One of my neighbor back then trusted the agent so well. Although the agent tried, but left him stranded. Agents will only collect your money, but once you are in, your agent's number will not get connected. So this is part of the reason why people get depressed, and the fact that you are now left alone to bear your story. Accommodation as well for family coming together, it could be very frustrating because you know it's much more easier to get accommodation for a student than getting for family. These are part of the reason why people get depressed. So to avoid things like this, I advise you, please endeavor to plan ahead. If you get an Airbnb for the first time or for the first few weeks of your stay in the UK, that's going to help you and it's going to calm your nerves down. I assisted someone with this Airbnb and the family of 5, and he was super grateful because imagine him moving around with the kids. He's going to get frustrated. He's going to get depressed that this was what he planned. I'm still going to make a video of an Airbnb, how you can go about it so that you won't get stranded if you cannot use the hotel. Hotels can be very expensive. Do you understand? But Airbnbs, they are they're still okay. You get? So these are the reasons and how you can avoid it. Another reason why people get depressed in the UK and how you can avoid it is bringing your children alongside. Children are blessings, yeah? But this system is totally different. Why am I saying it? This system, you don't take off your eyes off your children. Both the man and the woman are the ones to cater for the child. And child minding is very, very expensive. What I mean expensive is extremely expensive. Now, children can actually pull you back. And you know, when it comes to this country, you need to work together. If you're coming with your partner, both of you need to foot the bills together because it's a country of division of labor. It all depends on your agreement as well. So this could frustrate you because one party is the one doing the work and all that. So my advice I tell people about solutions like that is you and your partner should reach an agreement about how we're going to take care of the bills, how we're going to take care of the children. If not, everything's going to look so frustrating for you. And guys, you know what I tell people? Please mind who you listen to. That's one thing I tell people a lot when you're coming. Make your research yourself. Make your findings yourself. Watch videos like YouTube video. Ask questions if you don't know me. I answer a lot of questions because I went through this whole thing. I was the only one who was here at some point before my partner joined me. And I was really I wasn't myself. Being a student, it can be more and more challenging. So let me get into the point of being a student and why people get depressed as students. All right, being a student, when it comes to academic issues and all that, you have to deal with school and you have to pay bills because you can't just sit down and fold your hands without footing your bills in this country. Okay, so when it comes to academic issues, it can be very challenging. Academic issue could drain you as well. And now the fact that people will tell you, don't worry, when you come in, you'll be able to work as long as you can work. Hello, don't forget, if you check your BRP, you have 20 hours max to work. And how can you work 20 hours? How can you work 20 hours to pay your bills? Like, you're paying bills of like £400. How can you work 20 hours to meet that up? Coupled with your assignment, coupled with going for lectures and all that. So people get depressed. This affected me so badly. I had to send mail to school like, you know what? I'm giving up on this. And not because of that, but because I was scammed of my school fees. I don't know if I should tell you guys my story. Yeah, I had some challenges as well. So I was really off it. I was depressed. I was down. But thank God I had to pick myself up by trying to manage my timing, trying to work, and trying to balance my school life. It wasn't easy, honestly, but I had to tell myself, girl, you can do it. I was my #1 cheerleader. I told myself, girl, you can do it. And I was able to do it, guys. And I thank God that I finished and I'm really calm and excited about it. So for you to avoid getting depressed as a student, I advise you to make your planning. Plan. Everything about this discussion today is about plan well, plan for the worst, plan for the best. Do you understand? So for school, try to say, okay, what are my lecture dates? And the worst part of it is some of your timetable just something really killing. When you first see your timetable, you're like, oh my God, how am I going to survive? Do you understand? And also aside that, for those coming for 2 years, you have to pay 2 years school fees. You start paying this year, you also for this year, you now have to also for another year again. Do you get what I'm saying? So when it comes to this, balancing academics and work, guys, advice to take your time. You have to look at, okay, my timetable says when it's time for school, or my BROP says when it's time for school, or when it's academic section, I can work 20 hours. But when it's not academic section, I can work more than 20 hours. So this was how I was able to balance my timing as well to avoid getting depressed, because my partner wasn't there, who is my dependent, to assist me. But I was the only one footing the bill, doing everything, and it was really, really difficult. But you need to be strong. You need to have hard skin. You need to have thick skin for you to prepare and make sure you get what you want to this place. And remember, they don't care here because I already told you to have certain amount in your account. They expect you to have your accommodation in your proof of fund. They expect you to have your feeding fee in your proof of fund. They expect you to have a lot of things in your proof of fund. But you know how it goes, guys. I don't need to say it. So this is how it works. You have to learn how to balance your timetable with work to 20 hours and all that, because now it's really tough for like my time. It's really tough. Why you don't need to exceed your 20 hours? It's because when you want to renew your papers or when you want to renew your BRP, it's going to be very challenging. When they notice that your NI has more than that hours, I'm sorry, you're going to shoot yourself in the leg, okay? So you have to be very smart. You have to plan very well, okay? The last point is loneliness. People get so depressed when they are lonely. Now, this is it. For those who are Africans, you know what I mean? Africa is just this very jovial, jumpy. But here, everyone is serious. Have you ever checked your left and your right? You see everybody wearing a straight face. And now, like, you're the only one bearing your name. Yeah, you have to be the one to foot your bills, take care of yourself. Nobody is ready for anything. Like, nobody, let me use my word, permit you to use pigeon work. Nobody's saying you. You understand? Nobody's ready to do anything. You have to help yourself, yeah. So that feeling of, that lonely feeling, you are the only one left in it. You're the only one left down. You just put your head down. You're the only one there to cheer yourself up. You're the only one there to, that you're just so lonely and no one to talk to. So how can you avoid things like this? I tell people, try to mingle, go to church. If you're a Muslim, go to the mosque. You get valid information. This was what helped me. I was like this at some point. I was really lonely and I was getting so down because it's a new environment and nobody is ready to help me. Why? Because people keep information in this country. Also, you need to be careful with the kind of information you listen to because it has destroyed some people. It has made some people. I was able to overcome it. I tried to mingle myself later on in church. I'm a Winners member. I tried to mingle myself later on with church. We have we have different churches here. If you're a Muslim, you have your mosque to attend. You're a Christian, there are a lot of churches. And I advise people, please go to church as a Christian because they share information from people with experience, that will help you to build your mindset, that will help you to build your mental state. These are encouraging words. Ever since I joined my church, I have been excited. So before my husband even came, and it was so much of a relief to me. Do you understand? So loneliness can make you get depressed. So guys, I'm not going to bore you guys with a lot of discussions, but like I've said, your mindset is very important. Is it that you have a very positive mindset about this country or a negative mindset? I just wanted to know that when you're coming in, have a very good planning. Tell yourself, girl, no matter how challenging it is, I'm going to pick up. Also, don't forget, sometimes work can be very difficult to get as well. There are thousands of people hustling to make money and you feel like you are left out. No, you also have to keep striving. You have to keep striving. This land, this country is not for the weak. This country will humble you. If you think you are this in Nigeria, or if you think you are this in your country, this country will humble you, okay? So endeavor to keep striving. Endeavor to keep telling yourself, girl, I will make it. No matter how challenging it is, just for a while, I'm going to make it, okay? So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but I hope you understand all I have said so far. You can feel free to ask me questions on things you'd like me to talk to you about, and I'm free to tell you. I have loads of information I need to share with you guys on how to avoid and how to be careful, on things you need to know, just to help you not to get frustrated, okay? Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, endeavor to subscribe to my channel by the red button below, giving this video a thumbs up, and your comment. Guys, your comments are very important for me. Your comment makes me know what I need to talk to you guys about, okay? Thank you so much for your time. I see your girl Chat with Jola, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye for now.